Alright, y'all, what's up? World according to romance. Damn, I look old and rough. But you know what? I'm starting to accept old age. I ain't getting no pussy anyway, so what the fuck does it matter what I look like anymore? I don't know if I want to make more kids or not, but you know what I mean? I think it's over for me. So I might as well give knowledge, you know what I'm saying, instead of machismo. But anyways, this is part 2 on my Greek myth series. Today we're going to do Ares versus Minerva, or Athena. Ares versus Athena. Okay, as you know, like we get it twisted a lot because all the Greek myths have come to us through the Romans, and the Romans adored the Greeks and everything. For some, it was so strange because the Romans conquered the Greeks, but they adored them, and everything they did, like academia-wise, they thought was the greatest. It's kind of like our relationship to Britain. When you hear a British guy talking, it just sounds more intelligent. I think it was something like that to the Romans. But they had their own versions of the Greek gods, and that came to them from their origin. So, like, they had different names, and there were little differences, but they were usually pretty close to being the same thing. That's just how polytheism works. It's very localized, so in different places, different things mean different things. Just how it works. But the god Ares, okay, is the Greek god of war, A-R-E-S. Not to be confused with A-R-I-E-S, which is the sign of the goat or the ram in the zodiac. Ares is A-R-E-S. And in Greece, he was not a revered god. He was a feared god. He was like, you know, up there with Hades, and like, you didn't want really Ares to come to your party. You didn't really, he brought war, you know. You know, he was prayed to during times of war. He was respected, but there was almost no statuary, no templery of him anywhere in Greece to be found in the modern era, except in one place. You guessed it. They're all in Sparta. Spartans had a huge, you know, I think Ares was a Spartan-based god. Like, most of the gods had their own, like, cities in all religions, really. The Babylonians had it. The Egyptians had it. Like, somehow that's another way that polytheism works. Like it's almost like a localized god here, localized god there, localized. They jumble them all together, and then they make a whole pantheon, and then you have many god system. I guess that's how it works. I don't know. But Ares was from Sparta, apparently, and that's why the Spartans were so good at war. And he had 2 sons, Phobos and Deimos. And I forget if he spawned them with, like, demons or krakens or what the fuck he fucked, but he made them with, like, monsters and shit. And his wifey, interestingly enough, was well, no, he loved Aphrodite, but that wasn't his wifey. She was married to Hephaestion, and we'll get into that in a different show. But now in Rome, Mars is the Roman equivalent. Of course, you have the planet named Mars, most famously. You know, lots of things around us that we see as Mars. That, he was way more to the Romans like a protective god. He was second only to Jupiter in the Roman pantheon, and was like much more like revered. Mars had a temple everywhere. Mars was large in Rome. Ares was not large in Greece. Alright. But Ares he was the second generation of gods. In other words, Zeus was probably the dad, or somebody of the original 6 was the dad. Sometimes Poseidon, sometimes, you know, here, there, different people. They're both sons and daughters of Zeus. Now, what's interesting about Athena, its legend has it that Athena was her mother, like when she got pregnant with her Zeus had to hide her from Hera because Hera found out about it, and Hera was jealous of all his millions of marital issues, shall we say. So he ate her. He ate Athena's mother. And somehow, miraculously, inside of his head, she was still born anyway, somehow. I guess the mother got like digested, but the baby like lived on in this guy's brain. And I've heard some stories that it was a fly. But anyway, they had the rest of the gods had to crack Zeus's skull open. It hurt so bad that the headaches he was getting from this, and it was because when they opened his head, a full-grown goddess popped out, and it was Athena. Athena is the only goddess, well, not the only, but one of the few goddesses to actually be virginal. She gets down with no one. She's not a lesbian, or nothing. She's a lot of, what's come down to us, a lot of her worship, shall we say, was fully replaced on mad populations later on during the Christians, because like they just gave a Mary, like all the people who had statues of Athena in their yard, they just gave her Mary statues, and it was kind of the same thing. Athena is revered in all, like there's only 2 marks she has on her resume. She has the Arachne story where she got mad at a chick for weaving better than her, so she turned her into a spider. And she got mad at a chick for having sex with Poseidon in her temple. I don't think it was so much the sex part, it was with Poseidon. She didn't get along with Poseidon very well. So she turned her into Medusa. That's how Medusa was created. But both of those are believed to be ancient spins by the Roman poet Ovid. He hated Athena for some reason. But the Greeks loved her. She comes to the rescue in pretty much every hero story. It's Athena, that's that goddess that just can't help but, like, she's just like almost like a mother, big sister goddess that just helps you and gives the warriors what they need, the swords, the shields, and everything they need to get through their adventures. The story of how the city of Athens was formed, it originally had another name, I forget, Saseninik or something like that. But the king, and it was founded by a king who was a half snake for some reason, but he ran a real good kingdom somehow. So he decided, I'm gonna like let the gods decide which one of the gods is gonna be the patron of this city, and they can fight over it. So the gods did somehow, and they boiled it down to 2 winners, and they couldn't decide who. It was between Athena and Poseidon. And this half-snake king says, well, what are you going to give to the city, Poseidon? And he like cracks open his trident against this rock, and out gushes water, all the water the city could ever need. But the city quickly realizes it was salt water, and therefore useless. Then Athena plants a seed, and magically it grows into an olive tree, full of olives. And the Greeks see that this is a good thing. It becomes their source of food, of light, sources of everything. It was like a superfood to the Greeks, still is to this day, the olive. And they planted olives all around the city. Forever and anon, the olive branch has been a symbol of peace and harmony. That's what Athena was really about. Now, she also is a warrior goddess. She is not any connection to Ares, but she is the goddess of like cunning in war and skill in war. She helps out Odysseus the whole time. That's his go-to god the whole way through the Odyssey and the Iliad is Athena. And so the Athenian, or the people of this city decided we're going to go with Athena, and they named their city Athens. That's where the name came from, for Athens. So, and then now Athena in Roman terms is much. It's almost like they downgraded her gender-wise or something. Like she's just not as prominent in Roman myth as she was in Greek, and I don't think she was as vital to the Roman character as she was to the Greek character. I think the Greeks really, the goddess that symbolized her is, and again, it symbolized justice. It symbolized wisdom. She was also the goddess of wisdom. She was a dope goddess, bro. Athena was dope. Like now that I did my research, she might be my favorite deity now. She might have just edged out Dionysius, because I'm finding out a lot of dirt on Dionysius. There's a show on that coming next. All right, but that was Ares versus Minerva, or Athena. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like and comment. Please like and comment. Say something. Please tell me I'm not doing this shit for nothing. Thank you. Bye.